I remember taking up a loan. I feel like we need to get to a place where we stop saying that, oh, I've always wanted to do this. If poverty is what is driving you, of course the general fear was also there. The general fear of utaibiwa. And the people that you host, if you vet them, livunjiwa glass with some sugar, some kidogo sugar, some tea bags, drinking water. Is a circle. You're not an island. What you think was prime then is not prime now. So there's a lot of competition that has been put in place, and it's not about amenities only. I don't want to be misquoted. But thinking of scaling, where do you go to? Because the biggest percentage are not the ones coming to have parties. The biggest percentage are travelers, business people, either corporates or individuals, but business. So that small percentage that you're fearing is very minute to the business, very minute, and you can control it now. Value for money as an owner, because people read reviews before they book your place. Welcome to Beyond the Booking episode 2. My name is Mwema. I'm the founder of HomesByMwema. Karibu sana, and if you're new on this channel, hit the subscribe button, like and share our videos. On this episode, we dwell on how HomesByMwema came to be, the foundation, how we started, and everything in between. So we are going to take it with questions as Q&A, and we'll see. I hope this is going to resonate with a lot of people who are beginning their businesses. Stay tuned.
Who is Mwema?
Mwema is plays many roles. I'm a mother, an entrepreneur, a mentor, a business consultant, a very kind person, very God-fearing, with a good foundation, but most importantly, I think, is for this session is I'm a founder of HomesByMwema, and I have been in the business for quite some time, not necessarily running HomesByMwema, but in business development. I've been in the business development for about 10 years plus, working for different corporates and starting up different businesses, just like any other person who wants to an extra income, to have something else on the side, or to grow in business. I started very many businesses. At some point I did baking. Yes, I also shipped items from China. At some point, there are many things in between, actually. Yes, by the time I settled on hospitality, which is now HomesByMwema, it was a third or fourth business. And for me, it was like a breath of fresh air. From all the businesses that I've done, this one was like a breath of fresh air. Yeah.
How does the journey begin?
HomesByMwema. The journey begins from 9 to 5, operating a 9 to 5, because that's where it all started. And in the middle of operating 9 to 5, you ask yourself a lot of things. What can I do more for me to earn? And this is something everybody asks themselves. What can I do to earn more? What can I do as a side hustle? Something that is going to get me out of the 9 to 5 maybe. So while I was there, I did a lot of soul searching. And my friend was actually operating an Airbnb, but as a side hustle. And I loved to see how she would pick calls from anywhere. She would not miss a session where we would come together, have lunch. She would not miss that, because if her clients would call, she would direct them to the unit. They would make a payment. She would not necessarily have to show up there. She had things or systems in place where she did that. So while that did not push me so much, it gave me a starting point. It gave me a starting point because I I could see that I am able to do that. And so then it narrowed down to how do I bring in finances to ensure I can start. So I remember taking up a loan, took up a loan, and then I told myself, I have no backup. You have no backup. Hiyo loan ikuanzishie hiyo biashara, ikubakishie change, because you can't go back and take another loan because things didn't work out. So hiyo loan ikubakishie change na ikubaie assets. So that was my target, because remember, I'm on 9 to 5, so it's easy for me to access maybe loans, and that is something that people with 9 to 5 you benefit from, the fact that you can be guaranteed through the bank maybe or your SACCO, and you get a facilitation or a loan. Yeah. So I took that, and then I bought an asset, which is land, and then part of that money I started up a 1-bedroom unit in Langata. Okay. So I had no means of going back. Why? I remember because I did that with calculations of you, that aspect I'm mentioning, that you cannot go back. Something has to generate income, because I can't say I'm going to use the full amount of money to buy an asset. Then I'm done. I cannot say I'm going to put the whole amount on doing the business, then I have no asset. The business is not an asset then, it is actually a liability. Yes, because you're starting out and you're starting from a point of loan. So, but as the business picked up and started generating income, that's when you realize, okay, I'm actually doing something good. And you can use that same income to grow yourself or put it back in the circle. Because I remember the business used to pay for the loan. So the loan, I could split payments for that loan with money from the business and money from employment. Okay. And if you hear some of the conversations I tell people of consultations, is if you're still operating a 9 to 5, then you might want to stick to it first as you start, because it will be your foundation, it will be your starting point, and you always like have a fallback plan. Okay, so as you keep paying the loan, then your asset is appreciating, and also your business is picking up. So if there are mistakes in between, it's easy for you to recover, as opposed to you jumping straight into the business. So basically, yes, that was how Homes by Mwema started. Though the business was founded last year in 2025, but it had started 5 years ago, 2020. And it's been a journey of learning and learning, strategizing, re-strategizing, growth. And now we are at a space where we are offering consultations. We are managing units on behalf of clients. We've expanded the business to various parts of the country. And yeah, we thank God.
Wow. That's impressive.
Yeah.
Hey, you've told us so many tips on how you started and what made you really go to that business. You told us it's something that you love doing. What really inspired you to get to that business, and what problems are you solving now that is giving you that satisfaction that you're in the business?
Okay. I think I could be misquoted if I say poverty is an inspiration. Poverty is an inspiration. I'm not saying I was poor, I was extremely poor, but the fact that you're not able to meet the kind of lifestyle you want should be an inspiration enough to start any business, not just Airbnb business or accommodation business. So for me, that was an inspiration on its own. The fact that I wanted more, and it wasn't coming. You get to a point where the 9 to 5, the salary, sorry, at the end of the month, is just not enough. It could be enough, but you have a mental block where you want your freedom, you want to walk the path with the on your own, create your own path, create your own journey, your own way of life. So for me, it is that, plus the fact that I'm calling it poverty because you're still not able to achieve things that you have planned to do. Okay, because by 15th of the month, just like any other salary, hakuna pesa, simeisha, and now you have to wait till the end of the month to generate that, to get that salary. So for me, that is inspiration enough. However, like I said, I was looking at how other businesses are being run when my friend started the business, and I loved the flexibility that it had. So that was another inspiration. Flexibility.
Okay.
Flexibility was a very huge inspiration because I wanted to be able to manage my own time. Okay. And I think the business offered that. So when I started, as much as I was trying to end poverty or trying to grow my finances or increase my revenue, the goal was to be flexible enough to be flexible. I have a flexible lifestyle, if that makes sense. Yeah. So for me, that is the inspiration that I would say got me there. The other question was
what problem
am I solving? The problem I'm trying to solve. Of course, the problem is better accommodation. One of the hugest problems I'm trying to solve is better affordable accommodation.
Okay.
Okay. So with a standardized way of operating, you find that you want to solve the aspect of affordable experience. So with Homes by Mwema, it's one of the things that you'll come to realize is you get to have affordable, but it does not compromise on the quality. It does not compromise on your experience, and just the aspects that it feels very homely.
Okay.
Okay. So that's one of the biggest problems that I am trying to solve. And before that, as I got to grow into the business, one of the biggest problems that arose was the fact that we have investors who do not have proper managers to take care of. There's a huge gap, because sometimes in the business you'll come to realize there would be more supply than demand. Supply of people who are investing and purchasing units, apartments, investors from diaspora, investors from outside, but they do not have anyone who's going to handhold them and show them how they can have a return on their investments. So that is a huge gap that I came to find out, and it is something that we are solving at the moment. So investors are there, they've bought property, and then what? They don't even live within the country. Some are in Dubai, some are in Qatar, the UK, the US, and the property here that they bought is for investment. But who are they leaving behind to ensure that there is ROI or return on investment? Okay, so I think that is one of the hugest problems that even overseas, that overlaps the rest of the problems that I've ever come to see. That's the hugest gap that is there in the market. A lot of people have properties, nobody to invest for them, nobody to show them the revenue, and the trust is not there. The trust has not been built, because you also can't leave your property to anyone. So that trust has not been grown, and the ones that have tried it have reached out to either relatives to help them run the businesses. It fails terribly, we know that, or agents, people who have no proper documentation or things that are going to help you just have a way of checklisting or checking things that are in order. Yeah. So I think that is one of the biggest gaps that we're trying to solve. Yeah.
Did you always plan to start an Airbnb business?
No. No. I didn't always plan to start an Airbnb business. It's I was like I said, I had other businesses I had started before. So the plan was not to start an Airbnb business. The plan was to do any business. The first plan was to do any business that is going to get me out of the 9 to 5. So when I started the Airbnb business, it now became an eye-opener. Okay? An eye-opener. I could see myself doing it long-term. I could see myself enjoying the work that I had started. I could see the satisfaction that came with accommodating guests. I could feel the satisfaction from reviews. I could feel the satisfaction from how investors would trust me to give me their units for management. That whole aspect just started coming together. And I think it is our way of life. I feel like we need to get to a place where we stop saying that, oh, I've always wanted to do this. If poverty is what is driving you to do your business, just say it's poverty. And at that point, when you're trying to find your path, then God will direct you to see whether this is something that you want to fully do it all the way to the end.
Okay.
There's someone I was listening to, and they were saying that there's nothing like passion. Passion comes later on when you've seen the light at the end of the tunnel. When income is starting to, your pockets are starting to get filled up with some change.
Yeah.
That's when you know, okay, kumbe I have a passion in this business. So sometimes it's not about, I really like baking. Let me use that as an example because I've done it. But if that baking business is not putting money into my pockets, then even the passion to do it will not be there. Sure. Okay? So sometimes it's just about pushing yourself and saying, oh my, I'm actually enjoying this and it is putting some money into my pocket. I'm able to have return on investment. And I feel like those are some of the things that have led to us being here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's one draws me to another. What were the fears while starting Airbnb business?
Oh, good question. The fears, I think the fears would cut across. The fears were, one, a lot of times, right now I advise people to always speak to the landlord, for example, and tell them that you're actually setting up an Airbnb business. That was fear number one, because landlords out here a lot of places do not want you to set up an Airbnb business. It's actually very recent that you find that people are actually accepting to set up Airbnb businesses in their apartments. It's not something that was there. So that fear, that the first thing was fear of saying why exactly you're renting out someone's space. That was fear number one. I came to overcome it with time. The first unit, I did not say I was going to set up an Airbnb. Okay. A few months down the line, the owner found out it's actually an Airbnb being run. So what I did, I went and sat with him and explained, convinced him how, one, I'm not here to destruct your property. I'm actually here to restore your property. As opposed to how it was, it will be better. Because I'm working on the interiors, there's no one who's coming here as a guest to destroy your walls. Yeah. Okay? No, it's very rare. Unless you get a long-term person who probably has a lot of people in the house, then they destroy, but it's very rare. And if that is done, I'm quick to restore, because my next guest cannot find the property the way it is. I will not come to you to ask you to repair my house. Okay? Yeah. So I sat with him, explained that this is what I am doing, and in case of anything, I'll be liable for ABCD. Security measures that you have put in place, I am okay with following them.
Yeah.
Putting up measures for security, showing your ID at the gate, writing registration at the gate, all these things I was able to follow, and the guy was okay.
Okay.
The guy was totally okay. They agreed with those standards, those everything, and everything else was just seamless. So I think some of those fears came from that. Another fear would be when you are starting out, there would be a lot of conversations of what the government is looking at, the changes, legislative changes, I would guess, taxes that are being imposed. But then you quickly come to realize it's a way of life, and even the government is trying to generate income from taxes from every single business, and it is not narrowed down to your business. Wewe si target ni biashara zote zipatie government tax. Wewe si target, you're just in the line, umeingia tu kwa hiyo line. So you either toe and follow the rules or guidelines that are being given, or you don't. Okay, so I came to realize that's how it operates, and quickly you come to follow what everyone else is doing and how everything. So I think those would be it. Of course, the general fear was also there. The general fear of utaibiwa.
Yeah.
Utaibiwa vitu zako na umefanish. Utaibiwa TV. So those ones were there, but you come to realize it is the least of your problems. It is the very least of your problems. If you check on your security, if the security is there, you have placed your CCTVs maybe outside, because now inside is not allowed, outside of your premises. You speak very well to the guards, the security. They will check on your house, and the people that you host, if you vet them before they come into the house, you have the right documentation, then it is the least of your fears. Kuvunjiwa glass, hiyo ni kawaida. That's normal. Everything has a wear and tear. Even cars go through wear and tear.
Yeah.
And you have to maintain them.
Okay.
Yes.
What was about the output, now the income output after setting up Airbnb?
The income.
Yeah.
After setting the first Airbnb.
Yes.
Okay. Good question. You might want to take water there. So, when it comes to income, like I said, the first one was a 1-bedroom unit in Langata. The rent was 22,000. You have to start with the expenses.
Yeah.
So 22,000, maybe add cleaning fee, 3,000, that's 25,000. Basic utilities, very basic. I'm talking about very basic because I don't think even 3,000 is a lot. Like 3,000 would probably be enough, because what are you buying? You're probably buying some sugar, some kidogo sugar, some tea bags, drinking water, basic things.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what, 28,000. So 28,000 being your expense, your maximum expense. My income was, I used to charge 2,500 per night. So 2,500 per night. If averagely I would be booked 25 nights, 20 to 25 nights a month, I would be making, for 20 nights, I would be making 50,000. So less 28,000. You can do the math.
Oh, okay.
About 20-something thousand income from a 1-bedroom on the lower side, because your target is not 20 nights. Your target is 25, 30 to 30 nights. And if you're doing a long term, and I've given you the minimum amount, 2,500, you'll have plans where you'll charge them 3,000. If you're playing around with the Airbnb listings or the apps that you're using, then sometimes you could even charge 3,500 or 3K.
Okay.
So on those days, so you play around with those prices. So if you're targeting 25 nights, then you have even more income. So, and those are the basic calculations I help everyone do when they are, if they, as they see how to set up. Yeah.
And you've talked about your fears, your challenges, how you set up. So I would love to be, we are interested in how you got your first client. How did you get your first client? And how was your experience?
How was the experience?
Yes, please.
I was very excited. You'll be shocked. It was very simple. Remember that friend that I was telling you about? The one that started the Airbnb before me? Before I could finish setting up that unit, she had a client for me. In fact, she gave me a lot of pressure. Ujamaliza kutengeneza. Those are the conversations you are having. I'm finishing up, I'm tidying up. No. I have a client who's coming in the evening. So please finish that unit. So this brings me to a very interesting conversation that I've been having online. There is a circle. It's a chain. It's a community. You cannot start the business and then work as an island. You're not an island. You need the tours and travel industry to give you referrals. You need the people who have been. Am I the first one who ever started the Airbnb? No. There are people who have been doing the business for quite some time. So you need them to start giving you referrals. You need people who are in the security guards, because a lot of people also come door to door and knock and say, mko na mahali ya kulala hapa? 1 night, 2 nights. So you need them to be your friends. They need to have your contacts. They need to be on speed dial. If they call you immediately, you tell them yes, and you give them the details or access to the place. So that is why it was important. So she had clients that kept on asking about Langata, and she did not have a reliable person that she would refer. So when she realized that I had set up the unit in Langata, she already had clients for me. So before I could finish that unit, it did not even have basic things. Even water was not there, drinking water. And yet I got a client that same night. Yes, that's how I got my first client. Then now moving on, because again I'm very strong with systems, I was able to list, and immediately after listing, I constantly got clients online. Yes, and I think that has been my stronghold ever since.
Okay, it's becoming interesting. You've told us how you got your clients, and it's also interesting. Someone out there wants to know about getting their first clients. Is it important for them to be helped manage, or should they start by getting a unit by themselves and managing it by themselves? So what should you advise them, the viewers who really want to get into the business, which is the right option? Yeah, and do you offer services like, can you hold someone's hand or help them to set up a unit?
I think that we can break that question down in this sense. You do not have to be helped. You do not have, let me rephrase that. You do not have to have someone managing your unit. You can choose to learn. You can choose to learn the hard way or the soft way. You can choose, because if you have time, again, a lot of people who have time in their hands do not seek management services because you're there. You go, you ensure your house is cleaned, you ensure everything is in place, maybe even after every guest checks out, right? So you do not have to have someone who's directly there to shadow you or to oversee all these things. So, however, it is important that you seek consultation first. That one you have no option. Okay? And then, because why am I saying that? The market has really changed. As opposed to what was happening 5 years ago, the market has changed right now. The supply has changed, the demand has changed, there's diversity in the kind of locations people are looking at. What you think was prime then is not prime now, and such is life. It's a way of life. Ile nguo ulikuwa unavaa unafikiria imeshika sana 5 years ago, saa hizi unaweza ivaa kweli? Trend imeisha, si ndio? So this industry dwells a lot on trends, and if you're not in a position where you're going to follow that trend, then your chances of succeeding are also very low. Okay, so there's a lot of competition that has been put in place. We already have heated swimming pools and saunas and steam baths. Okay, and you want to go to the same location and pick a unit that does not have any of those, then you're going to miss out. And it's not about amenities only. I don't want to be misquoted. The many factors that can be have to be put in place when you're considering. So consultation is important. Then, while you're running the business and you're managing it, you can now decide whether you need a helping hand, a manager, someone to scale you to the next level. Because again, it's not just about running the business. The business it's wide. The business is wide. You might want to involve yourself with supply. You might want to involve yourself with management. You might want to grow yourself into consultation. You might want to grow yourself. The business is wide. There is something for everyone. Someone else was kept on saying that, something I keep watching. There's something for everyone. Everyone has a niche. So if you're thinking of scaling, where do you go to? Because you need to ask yourself certain questions. Where do I go to if I'm thinking of scaling? Is it adding a unit exactly where my apartment is? Is it adding a unit at a place that is more on demand? Is it going out of town? And why? Because those questions you need to ask yourself. Why? Okay, so what works for you might not work for me, and vice versa. So we need to get to a place where we are talking about all these issues, and then now seeing how do we scale from that. Yeah, I hope that I've answered your question.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you believe Airbnb has become popular? And if yes, what made you believe? Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it has become popular.
Okay.
And it's getting more popular with in different countries. Simply because it's something that was started by other people, in other countries, and it became independent, as opposed to I don't know how I would want to phrase it, but it has become popular because it gives a lot of privacy. Okay. Independency in terms of booking. Okay, as opposed to before. If you look at before, if I want to book accommodation in Mombasa, I would probably have to know someone in the hotel industry. I would probably have to call them or call that company if they are online, reserve, make payments up front. Right now, there's a lot of flexibility with the deposits and privacy because you own an entire space unit, unless you're doing a shared space. Size has also differed. A lot of places before the size was almost the same. Because of that, also the price has changed. Like, there's a lot of things that has led to Airbnb growth. And right now, if you look at Airbnb, it's not just within your country. You can book an Airbnb in the US, in the UK,
Okay.
on different platforms. I can choose today I'm going to Dubai and I'll stay in an Airbnb. Yeah, Tanzania or whatever, Arusha, different places. So that makes it quite flexible, and that's why it's become quite popular. It's also become quite popular because of the model of working and how income is being generated. So just it offers a lot of flexibility, and people are leaning more towards that kind of flexibility when it comes to business.
Okay.
Yeah.
What has surprised you more about Airbnb?
What has surprised me more?
Yeah.
I was telling someone the other day, I was shocked by the number of people that are benefiting from the Airbnb space. I was shocked. Not I was shocked, but it just dawns on you. It dawns on you like, think about it. Think about the space that we are in. Okay? Niliita mtu wa curtains. Tuliita mtu wa curtains akaeka curtains. Yeah. Tuliita mtu wa interior deco akafanya. Tumeita plumber akajaribu kusort issues za plumbing ndio zifit vile tunataka. Tuko na watu wa kushoot digital. Yeah. Tuko na content creators. Tuko na cleaners, subordinate staff, security. Okay? Tuko na suppliers wa daily wa utilities yenye lazima tuwaende every single time. Tuko na government with their taxes. Like, I sat down one day and then it really dawned on me how you cannot say that the industry does not benefit you. Choose where you want to fall. Choose what you want to do. And choose 2 or 3 if that makes sense. Tuko management, tuko na consultation, tuko na vitu mingi. Like, I sat down and realized that. And it's not, maybe it's not something that has shocked me, but it's something that if it does not dawn on you, then you're probably not having that kind of vision. You're blocking your vision. Okay? Unaweza kuwa ulianza biashara as me who wants income, trying to break the poverty chain. Mtu moja tu, unit moja. So sawa, imekuletea pesa kidogo. What do you do with that money? What do you do with that money? Are you investing it back? Are you looking at getting an additional unit? And that is why you find people selling out their units, or in the first 1 month wanakwambia hiyo biashara imenishinda kabisa, because you for lack of a better word, you're closed minded, or you started the business with everything that you have and now it's so frustrating because you're barely making anything. But just like any other business, if you invest and look at even having some solid income for even 3-6 months as the business picks up, then you will be able to get to a point where you're earning, you're gaining, you're reinvesting back, you're expanding, because that's I think just like any other business, that's the kind of mindset you need to have. So those are some of the things. I don't think the rest have really shocked me. It's a way of life. Hosting different guests, property distraction kidogo kidogo pale, breaking of things, people having parties. But another thing that was quite an eye-opener, as opposed to what people think, the biggest percentage are not the ones having parties.
Okay.
The biggest percentage are not the ones coming to have parties, or even couples. The biggest percentage are travelers. Travelers. Ako kwa njia. Anapita from one country to another. Anapita from one town to the other. Travelers. Family imekuja vacation, imetoka. Ikitoka hapo itaenda place ingine. Travelers. People who are coming for vacation, they come, they stay with you for a month, 2 months, and business people, either corporates or individuals, but business. Okay, so they want to stay for X. Those are the biggest. So that small percentage that you're fearing is very minute to the business. Very minute, and you can control it. We've talked about this in our previous episode. You can control, but that percentage is very little. The biggest percentage is travelers and business people. So I think that was also something that came as a shocker, because you feel like sasa umefungulia watu mlango ya nini ya party. No. Mwenye atabook na wewe kwa app, kwa listing, bila hata kukuongelesha na nini, hajakuja party.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, on to the next question. What's one mistake that ended up becoming a valuable lesson to you in the industry?
I've talked about this in one of the TikToks things that we did, yeah. And I've mentioned part of it on the discussion. When you're starting the business, you're scared of saying that it's an Airbnb you're setting up, because you're not sure whether the landlord will agree to that, yeah? So that's number one. But you've listed it, you've put it on an app. So one time we got a booking online, okay? And it was a foreigner. Let me use the word foreigner without putting any names. So a foreigner booked, and they booked, it was a couple. Someone booked together with the girlfriend. So the photos were there, and then they came, and when they got to the gates, they did not even step inside the building. They said, no, we can't stay here. We cannot stay here. So after asking them why, because I was there, what is the issue? Why can't you come in? They said, no, the building is very old. We can't stay here. My girlfriend has refused to stay here. Then I realized sometimes it's not even about the interior. It's also about the exterior. So because exterior was not my work, it was management work and the landlord's work. So the exterior was not all that. It's some old paintings, some water that had run on the walls. The exterior was looking bad. Come to think about it right now, 5 years down the line, the exterior was looking very bad. But now inside, what I was selling was pretty and beautiful, because those are the photos you've taken and you've listed on the app. Yes. So those are some of the biggest lessons that I've come to learn. From the word go, your exterior, your security should make sense. Should be in line with what you want your guests to see.
Yeah.
So those are some of the mistakes that I did. And after they cancelled, of course they cancelled. In fact, they didn't even seek for a refund. They're like, hey, it's okay. But we can't stay there. Then I came to realize now, standards are beginning to make sense. What is a standard to you is not a standard to someone else. And also, appearance is very important. Okay, so hizo vitu zenye you feel like I ignored because I was already 3 months, 4 months down the line. But now the cases increased. They were not the only people that refused. Other guests will still come now after that. After the 3rd month, the 4th month, other guests will still come and they will like, hapa kukai secure. So 3rd guest, 4th guest, 5th guest, and now you have to make a decision whether you're still renting the space or you're not. And I think that was one of the game changers that really made me think of where do you actually set your business. It's an interesting story. Pretty house, very bad exterior, very bad environment.
Okay.
Yeah.
What does value for money mean to you?
Value for money.
Yes.
Oh my God. Okay. Okay, there's value for money with me as a guest.
Yeah.
And then there's value for money with me as an entrepreneur or a business owner. So value for money as a guest would be seen through reviews. It would be seen through comments. It would be seen through their experience. Value for money is not necessarily equated or equitable to amenities. No. I think I've insisted that enough.
Yes.
Value for money could be I paid 3,000 and I was fully responded to. The check-in process was smooth. I settled when it was peaceful. There was no noise at night. And in the morning, the host was comfortable to send me breakfast if possible. If not, I was checked out comfortably. She even extended an extra hour for us to check out. Cleaning was done on time. And there was water. So value for money comes in the simplest of things, simplest of gestures. Okay? Because I feel like it's not monetary. It's not 15,000. It's not 2,000. Value for money is how you are treated versus how you are paid. Now, value for money as an owner has to now come in as both monetary and leaning towards growth. Okay, what do I mean? Monetary, because value for money, if it does not relate again to your pocket, if it does not trickle down to your pocket, then you're not in business.
Yeah.
If you're making losses, then you don't have value for money. Okay, so you can't be charging prices just to please people. Okay, so if this unit is going, it's in Upper Hill, you're shooting in Upper Hill. If this unit is going for 6,000 per night, and I am paying rent 100,000 a month, how many days do I need for me to generate rent and also my expenses and profit? So if I'm doing 20 days, because it's simple math, yeah? If I'm doing 20 days, niko na pesa ngapi? At 6,000 per night?
You have 60,000.
I have 120.
120,000.
I have 120,000. Yes. Rent is 20,000. I mean, rent is 100,000.
Yeah.
Okay. Pay your cleaner. Maybe 3,000, 6,000, depending.
Yeah.
Okay. Buy your utilities. There's water here. There's Wi-Fi here. There's electricity here. There's what else?
The Wi-Fi,
the utilities, and everything.
Yes.
Do you think that 20,000 is enough?
No, it is not.
It is not enough. So do you feel like me charging 6,000 per night will make sense?
No.
It will not make sense. If I'm working with 20,000, if I'm working with 20 nights in a month, it might make sense. If I'm going to get a long term, who's paying 30 days for the next 6 months. Okay?
Yeah.
It will make sense. But it will not make sense if I'm picking a guest after every 2-3 days. Yeah? And they're paying 6,000 per night. So value for money is when I deduct my expenses, my liabilities, and remove it from the income, that gross income that I have generated, the profit should start making sense. Otherwise, the fuel that you're using to go check up on that house, the people you're training, the cleaners and everything will not make sense. Okay? So value for money can come that way. Value for money as a business owner can also be interpreted from the reviews. Okay?
Yeah.
Because if you give me a good review, a 5-star review, and the income was something that I played around with, and maybe we settled at 7,000 or 6,500, but you've given me a 5-star review, That 5-star review has given me how many more clients? 3, 4, 5, depending, because people read reviews before they book your place. So that is value for money. I have grown the number of clienteles that I had from 0 to 5 to 10. Okay, so it could come in as reviews. So value for money will differ in this industry for various reasons. But the most important thing is, does it make sense to you at the end of the day? Yeah.
Okay. Why do you think professional management is important?
Very good question. Professional management, basically, what does it mean? Because that's where your answers will come from.
Yeah.
Professional management is whereby there is a trusted party that is overseeing. There is a trusted party that is running the day-to-day operation. There is a trusted party that is giving you reports. There is a trusted party that is promising some sort of consistency. That is professional management. There's a trusted party that is giving you a breakdown. And there's a trusted party that is always going to be there. That is professional management.
Okay.
So, having said that, you're going to understand now, as Mwema, do I need a professional manager to run my business? Okay. Am I there every day to check on every single guest that is checking out? If your answer is no, you need a professional manager. Okay. Am I in town every now and again when things are not happening? Can I show up at midnight if there's a crisis in that building? If there's a crisis with clients, am I able to show up at midnight? If the answer is no, you need a manager. Do I have financial reports of everything that has been happening, income versus expenditure of that particular business? If the answer is no, you need a manager for that unit. And there are many factors that can come into place, because business is not just run. A lot of people, of course, want to get into the Airbnb business because of that aspect. We mentioned flexibility. Kitaka na Iran, kama biashara ni nyumba ni yako and una pressure pia ya kupata customers, ni sawa, unaweza Iran. Hata wakikupatia clients 3 kwa mwezi, uko sawa, because it's not a pressure. But if you're in it as a business owner, for it to give you return on investment, then you have to put in the effort. Yeah. So I think I would narrow it down like that.
Okay.
So managers are very important. They play a very huge role.
Okay. So Anne, what does Homes by Mwema do differently?
Differently? Oh, tricky question. I don't think okay. Let me try and rephrase that, because I was about to say I don't think we do it differently. We definitely do it differently. If you look at how we started, the reason we do it differently is we come from a point of experience. A lot of people who seek consultation ask me this question: do you have your own units? Because you can't just come in and manage other people's units. Hata hujai kuwa na unit hata moja. How sure are we that you've learned from your experience? How sure are you that you can handle guests? That has been a plus for us, because we have our own units, and then we have units we are managing on behalf of others. That is different. Having our own units has given us experience over the years. So the same experience, you trickle it down to the people who seek consultation and come in for management or marketing or photography, whatever service that they are looking at. Because you have been there, done that. Okay? So the other thing that makes us stand out is we want to grow as a community. A lot of times you find companies who have a way of working. Even though tunafanyanga atuendagi hivi. While that is okay, how are you growing me as an individual or as a company? So we mention it in our videos. We say we do the hand-holding process, because 6 months down the line and you want to terminate the management contract we have, we won't stop you. We won't stop you, but you will have learned something. We will have handheld you for 6 months. I'll have shown you the blueprint. Yeah, I would have shown you this is how you go about your applications. These are you respond to clients. These are the best locations. Whatever advice that would have come with. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that is something a lot of people do not do. So I feel like that process makes it easier for anyone to scale, anyone to grow. So it might not be different, but it is the people who have approached us, the businesses that have come to us, value that, and they look at it as something that they can run with. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. How important is branding in the Airbnb business?
Oh,
having a brand
of your own.
Yes.
Hey, good question. Branding is important, but when? The question is when. When is that branding going to be important? Think about someone who has 250,000 who wants to set up an Airbnb studio. While they can begin from a point of branding, which is advisable, their branding is not going to be important then. Clients are important then. Customers are important then. Reviews are important then to that person who's just starting up a studio at Feather Estate, a studio in Syokimau. So you cannot chase brand at that level. Is it important? Maybe, just starting out. But it is not as important as the guests, as the reviews, as the customers. And when I mean branding, I mean a name, Mwema-HomesByMwema. Okay, at that point, when I was starting up my studio, for 1 bedroom in Langata, HomesByMwema was not important. Yule anakuanga na nyumba Langata, hiyo ni important. Yule anakuanga na nyumba Langata, huyo ndio important. Watu wakijua hiyo, that's all I need. As you scale and you're starting to have 2 units, 3 units, that branding now comes into place, because now people stop associating you as nyumba ya Langata, because sasa uko na Kilimani, sasa uko na Kileleshwa. Value now. Wanajua now, if I come to Mwema atanipatia nyumba ya Nyali, if I come to Mwema atanipatia nyumba ya Kilimani, na bado atanipatia studio ya Syokimau. Ako na brand sasa, jina yake inaanza ku make sense. Okay, then now it's important for you to start standardizing your brand, standardizing your social media, putting things that are making sense cutting across. Okay, but when you're beginning, it's not about that. It's just about clientele and reviews and income and money. But now as you grow, then the brand comes into play. So that is very important for you to think about it like that. And I've given this example of one of the videos that we were doing. We were saying, if you go to your listing, and I've seen this mistake a lot. If you go to your listing on the app, mtapata mtu ameandika classy homes. Yeah? 1 bedroom classy homes. So while you've done that, Me as someone who's booking, I don't want to know whether your home is classy. I want to know, does it have a toilet? Does it have a bathroom? Does it have a bed? What size of a bed is it? Where are you located? Are you in Ruaka or Nairobi, or where are you located? Do we have a swimming pool? Because that's what I want as a client. So it does not help if you tell me whether it's a Monique Homes and Vic. I've come across very fancy names on the listings. It does not matter. As a guest, I just want to know whether you meet my standards and I will book it. As you grow, then I can search for your brand. Does it make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. What role does marketing bring in the occupancy, or marketing play in the occupancy of Airbnb business?
Marketing, hugest. It plays a big role. I think we've talked about it in many of our videos. If you're not marketing, you're not in business. If you look at the biggest giants, the biggest giants in the industry are still marketing. Sembuse wewe wewe hata hujaanza kuonekana na hata hutaki market. Yeah, so marketing is very important. You need to show up at the right place at the right time. You need to show up on social media, show up on TikTok. TikTokers are the ones that are booking your units. You need to show up on websites based on how many people are booking your unit. You need to show up on listings. You need to show up on now depending on your level and where you are at the moment. So marketing is very important, but you can start from where you are. Marketing, I don't think even marketing is negotiable at all, Eve.
Okay.
Yes. The reason I'm saying you can start from where you are is, I remember I talked about that circle.
Yes.
Where you cannot grow without that circle. So market to your friends, market to your colleagues, market to your neighbors, then market to other hosts. Guys, mjue niko na 1 bedroom. Pia nimefungua Please Altura, ama nimefungua Upper Hill, nimefungua Kindaruma Road. Guys, muni support. Ukisema hiyo mara 2 3 ya 4 uko na customer. Okay. Kuna mtu atakurefer customer. And you've seen it in our WhatsApp groups.
Yes, yes.
We do it all the time. Despite the brand, the name, or everything, we are always there trying to tell them our 2 bedroom is available. We are always in their groups.
Yeah.
Trying to tell them this is available, this one is open, the customer has left. Yeah.
Okay.
So marketing is very important, and a lot of people are missing out on that step. Then now social media presence, TikTok and everything, as you grow your brand.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what does Homes by Mwema offer to the property owners, sorry? To the property owners?
Yeah. Oh, good one. What do we offer to the property owners? One, we offer them visibility. A lot of property owners we mentioned are not present. So we offer them daily visibility of what is happening on the ground. So it could be over WhatsApp. It could be over the applications where we are listed, where they can see and we can see. Okay, that is visibility. It could be a breakdown of what has happened today or tomorrow or in a week. That is visibility. Okay. In terms of income, expenditure, breakdown, everything. That is the first thing that we offer them. We offer them visibility in terms of reports, either financial reports at the end of the month, income that they've generated, and everything in between. We offer them visibility or a connection also with the management. By management, I mean developers. Because a lot of them have no direct conversation with what developers are doing to those properties. So you come in as a link between them and the developers. So if the developer today wants to pass a pipe somewhere here and they did not mention to them, or they want to do something different to the gate and they did not mention to the owners. So you offer them as a chain link or a link between them and the developers. We also offer them, of course, the rest is consistency, trust. We offer them trust, because once that comes into place, then there's income. There's the fact that you're not just giving your property out to any Tom, Dick, and Harry. You are actually having strategies, visibility that is in place. We offer them strategies. I forgot to mention that. We offer them growth strategies and patterns, because a lot of investors that I have come across have leaned towards one side, because developers have told them this is the way it works. And we know what developers are doing out here. Sometimes they sell heaven. Yeah. And it's not the way the market is. You're told this property will fetch you 15,000 per night. Do not sell anything less than 15,000 per night. Ukifika kwa ground, hakuna mtu anaweza afford 15,000 per night kwa hiyo nyumba yako. Then 6 months down the line, you've never hosted a single client. Okay? So you offer them the truth. This is another property where you are. This one is also another property where you are. There is no way we are fetching 15,000 per night. We can fetch 10.
Yeah.
And this is why we can fetch 10. And we can try it. So you offer them facts that a lot of people have tried to sweep under the rug. Those are facts. While you're giving them that, you're also helping them strategize on future investments that they're looking at and why.
Yeah.
So you can help them get to areas of interest. If they're looking at Nyali, why? Why Nyali? And where in Nyali? And which property in Nyali? Okay? And how many years do I need for it to give me a return on investments? Okay? So those are kind of advice that someone would look at, because you now have to break it down as an investor, and now trying to understand, walk the journey with them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
We also offer marketing, which I've not mentioned.
Yeah.
Of course, we give them marketing. The visibility comes with various ways you can push the visibility. Marketing being one of them. Listing on our website and things like that.
Okay. So what kind of partners are you looking for?
Partners?
Yes.
The kind of partners I'm looking for, I think property managers, property investors, property owners and investors would be my managers. I'm looking at suppliers, people who want to partner with me in terms of supply, decor, because these are things we do daily. Yeah. We set up units every day. We supply them. We supply the same units with various items, cleaning items, detergents, everyday utilities. I think those would be suppliers we can look at. Investors who want to set up units and don't know where or how, or they already have units and they do not know where to start in terms of listings and everything. We're also looking at partners who are diverse. There are many ways. The digital partners who are looking at scaling or looking at setting in different countries. International partners who are looking at setting in different countries. So yeah, I think the list is endless. Why would I limit God? God knows where we want to go. Yeah. Okay. That's a good question.
Yeah, as we continue to wind up, what legacy do you want Homes by Mwema to leave behind?
Have I thought about that? I'm not sure. But the legacy I would want the business to look at or to leave behind would be one that is trustworthy. because we have a lot of misconceptions in the market. We have a lot of people who have destroyed businesses because of telling, preaching, preaching water and drinking wine. So I don't know kama statement inasemangwa ni hivyo, preaching water, drinking wine, or drinking wine and preaching water. I don't know. But yes, I think we want to come out as trustworthy investors, or your go-to partners when you want to invest in accommodation space. Because that is the one huge gap that has been missing. Hence, we emphasize on visibility. Okay? Because wewe kama investor, kama hauna visibility, then hautani trust. Utakuwa na, uko sure, if I tell you today there's a booking, an offline booking for one night, utakuwa na wasiwasi. Okay? But if I offer you transparency and you're able to see even when you're online, because it's not everything you will see, but there's some level of visibility that you're having and you're able to resonate with that. So trust and transparency come in place. It's missing in the market. It is totally missing in the market. Uko sure kuna mtu anakumanejia lakini uko na ish. So those are some of the things that I would be looking at. The other thing that I would be looking at is it a place that people would want to come and get hired? Is it a place that can be a source of employment to many people? Is it a place that people will say, wacha nitafute job pale, because of the reputation that it has left behind? So there are many ways you would want to pass the legend, or to make sure that people want to be associated with. And we try that, because if I was, as a founder, I was looking for some sort of flexibility, then I need to be able to pass down the mantra of, say, a flexibility to my employees. And how do you pass that? You need to be able to pass it down to your employees. That same thing you are selling, trust. How do you pass it down? So it is something that you let God come first. Okay, put God first, but also just try and put the right strategies in place. Hence, we always sing about systems. We always sing about this kind of things, because with systems, a lot of visibility take place, a lot of marketing take place, a lot of all these things will come to play. Yeah.
Okay, as we wind up, can a beautiful apartment fail? Now that you talked about external look of the apartment. Yeah. Can a beautiful apartment fail?
Yes, terribly.
Okay.
Good question. Terribly, it can fail. I'll tell you. You have a beautiful apartment, entrance ndio hiyo mocheche.
Yeah.
Umeingia hivyo, umeingia sawa.
Yeah.
Lakini hata kuna mtu amekuongelesha. Umeingia kwa nyumba, labda nyumba ni chafu. The house is dirty. Beautiful apartment, but the house is dirty. The beddings have stains. And then someone comes in and speaks very rudely to you. Nani alikwambia uingie hapa? Uko na booking hapa? There is no proper communication. There is no etiquette in your way of conversation.
Okay.
You did not even channel them properly into the same place. Ni askari anaanza kumuuliza maswali huko nje, kwa sababu hata hukuambia askari kuna mtu anaingia. Si ndio?
Yeah.
So it starts from the word go. Beautiful place, beautiful apartment, but personality is what you sell first. You actually sell personality before that property. Okay?
Yeah.
So sell yourself before you sell your product.
Okay.
Sell yourself before you sell your service. Talk to the client properly from online, give them that kind of visibility. Give them that kind of communication, check-in process, check-out process, recommendations, places they can visit. When you get to the ground, ask for this security person. Tell them to show you house number 13. Tell them to take you to 13th floor. Tell them as you open, use the key card. Open it to this place. As you check in, enjoy your stay. Yani, hizo vitu zote zinaweza kuwa zina miss. Alafu beautiful apartments iko hapo with a rooftop heated pool. Nobody will appreciate.
Okay.
Nobody will appreciate. Okay? So I think it all narrows down. Yeah. Are you done?
Yeah, we're done. Thank you for the responses. It was quite resultful. Yeah.
All right. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us on this second episode of Beyond the Booking. Subscribe with us, like, share, and give us your comments in the comment section. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Eh.